Well everybody, welcome to AstroEdify. Today we are going to discuss about Chara Dasha, how you can use Chara Dasha and apply it for predicting future events in your horoscope. And so far we have discussed about Vimshottari, but today we are going to discuss about Chara Dasha, and we are going to learn it with the help of two horoscopes. So let's start the video then. See, Chara Dasha is a concept of Jaimini Jyotish. As you all know that we are going through a series of Jaimini Jyotish. So Chara Dasha is a part of Jaimini Jyotish. So far what we have discussed is about only Vimshottari Dasha. What are the rules and what is the procedure for application of Vimshottari, that I have discussed in previous videos. You can watch that. But today we are going to discuss about Chara Dasha, and there is a difference between the two. See, Vimshottari Dasha, first of all, it is a part of Parashari Jyotish, Parashari system, and it is a planetary based Dasha. Means Vimshottari Dasha, in Vimshottari Dasha, the person goes through the Dasha of a planet, a particular planet. For example, Moon, Sun, Venus, like that. But in Chara Dasha, a person goes through the time period of a particular zodiac sign, and this is hence totally different from Vimshottari. So how to analyze Chara Dasha? And Chara Dasha is much more simple than Vimshottari, and you can have a much more accuracy in Chara Dasha. I'm not saying that Vimshottari is not accurate. Vimshottari is very much accurate, but for Vimshottari you need a lot of practice. You need to remember a lot of things, a lot of combinations and yogas. And you also have to apply Vimshottari for predicting accurately. You also have to apply it in divisional charts. But in Chara Dasha, you don't have to use too many divisional charts, and you don't have to remember a lot of things. The rules, there are four or five simple rules that you have to easily that you can easily remember and apply them. So what are those things that we are going to learn today? See, there is one difference also, that in Vimshottari, a person, a particular planet has a fixed duration of time in its Dasha. For example, Venus Dasha is there. Let's take an example, like two persons are there. Both are going through their Venus Mahadasha. So what is the duration of Venus? It will be same for both of them, that is 20 years. For Venus, the Dasha period is, Mahadasha period is of 20 years. But let's say that these two same persons are going through their Cancer Chara Dasha. So this does not mean that both of them are going to have the same duration of Cancer Chara Dasha, because it depends, Chara Dasha depends on the lagna of the person. Okay, so if both of them have different lagna, then the duration of the Chara Dasha will be different. The minimum duration of Chara Dasha is 1 year. For any period for any person, minimum is 1 year and maximum is 12 years. Now I am not going to tell you that how you have to calculate Chara Dasha manually, because that you can easily find it in astrology softwares. Okay, so I presume that you have a good astrology software and you can easily access that what is your right Chara Dasha you are going through. I am just going to tell you today that how you have to analyze Chara Dasha, how you can easily predict your future events in a particular Chara Dasha. Okay, what are the rules for it, what is the procedure for it, and how you have to apply it. So let's start with rule number 1. See, rule number 1 is that you have to know the concept of Dasha Lagna. What is Dasha Lagna? See, without Dasha Lagna concept, you cannot predict through Chara Dasha at all. So what is Dasha Lagna? It is very simple. For example, I am going to tell you with an example here, that let's say that a person is going through his Cancer Chara Dasha. Okay, Cancer Chara Dasha, because these are zodiac sign based Chara Dasha. So Cancer Chara Dasha is going on. Now, how you have to find a Chara Dasha is that, let's say that the lagna of the person is Taurus. Okay, lagna of the person is Taurus. So now where is Cancer situated from Taurus? It is in the 3rd house. So now you have to just switch that Cancer zodiac sign in your lagna, and all the planets will remain in their same zodiac sign. They will not change. They will just shift forward or backwards, nothing else. You just have to change the lagna. You don't have to do anything else. That is dasha lagna. Okay, so dasha lagna, you have, first rule is that you have to calculate your dasha lagna. You just have to make your dasha lagna. So dasha lagna is calculated by switching the zodiac sign, the Chara Dasha of zodiac sign of which you are going through, and placing that in the ascendant. And again, all the planets, all the yogas that are happening, keep that aside, they will just rotate. They will just shift forward or backward. That is how you will get your dasha lagna. Now, you don't have to look anywhere else. Keep your main birth chart aside and now just focus on your dasha lagna. You don't have to see anything else. No divisional chart, no main birth chart, nothing. Just focus on your dasha lagna. Rule number 2 is that you have to see that which is the Jaimini karak planet whose dasha you are going through. Okay, in my first video I have told about Jaimini karaks. If you don't know that what are Jaimini karaks, please watch that video. There are 7 Jaimini karaks, and you have to see which planet is your which Jaimini karak dasha you are going through. Let's say that person is going through Leo Chara Dasha. Example, Leo Chara Dasha. So Leo is ruled by Sun. Okay, and Sun, let's say, is your Amatya karak. Amatya karak means planet with the second highest degree. And what does Amatya karak signifies? Amatya karak is a planet which signifies your career, your status, your success, your gains, your anything related to your career, whether promotions or demotions, whether your success or whether your failures, that are seen by Amatya karak in your career. So this means that if a person here in this example, this means that person here is going through the dasha of his Amatya karak. So you have to see that what is the Jaimini karak planet of whose dasha you are going through, because the events related to that Jaimini karak will be profound during that period. Let's say you are going through the Chara Dasha of your Dar karak. Dar karak signifies what? It signifies the relationships, marriage. So this means that during the Chara Dasha of your Dar karak, it means that you can go into a period, into some kind of relationship, or you can even marry as well. So this is how you can see that, okay, this and this Jaimini karak dasha is going on. So the events related to that area which that Jaimini karak controls can happen in this particular time period. One thing you have to keep in mind is that see your age. Let's say if a person, if a 7-year-old kid is going through the Chara Dasha of his Dar karak, it does not mean that he is going to marry or going into a relationship at all. You have to, it is a dynamic concept. You have to keep in mind the age of the person. Amatya karak dasha is going on and person is 70 years old. What he is going on? What he is going to do? No doubt people, I'm just talking about the majority of the population. In 70 years, majority of the people are retired at home. So until unless you are exceptional, that is a very good thing. But I'm just talking about that you have to keep the dynamics of the dasha in your mind. Keep in mind the age. Rule number 3. Rule number 3 is that you have to see in dasha lagna that what is the house that is having maximum strength. What is the house? That can be more than one house also. So let's say that in your dasha lagna, not your main birth chart. So in your dasha lagna chart, your 5th house is getting prominent strength and your 9th house is getting prominent strength. How you have to find the strength? You have to see that whether any sort of good impacts, good influences or aspects are happening on that house, or any Jaimini Raj Yogas are happening in that house, or any other yogas according to Parashari system also are happening in that house. In this Dasha Lagna, to find the strength of any particular planet, you can also use the Parashari system. You can also take the help of Parashari system for judging the strength of a particular house. The house which will have maximum strength in Dasha Lagna, the results associated with that house are going to be prominent in that Dasha. Okay, let's say here fifth house is very important, has maximum strength in Dasha Lagna. This means that affairs related to fifth house will be prominent. This means that person can enter into relationships because fifth house is of romance. Fifth house, again, if a person is of academic age, then this can show that person can attain good knowledge, do good in his education, because fifth house is of education. And if a person is of proper age, fifth house is house of children. So if he is also going through and there is a prominent influence of Putra Karak, which is the planet or Karak which symbolize your children. So this can show that in this time period person can have children. So this is how you have to use it. Okay, see the strength of that house. It can be more than one house. It will not always be that only one house is strong in Dasha Lagna. It can be more than one house. If two or more houses are strong, the affairs related to those houses will be happening in that Dasha period of the person. Okay. Last rule number 4 is that you have to see the Jaimini Karak, whose Dasha you are going through. See that planet, or forget about Jaimini Karak. See the planet, because in antarchara Dasha this will not be valid. So see the planet. For example, you are going to understand it with an example. Say that a person is going through Cancer Chara Dasha. Cancer Chara Dasha is going on, and what is the ruler of Cancer? Who is the ruler? Moon. Now see the strength of Moon in D9 chart, in Navamsha chart, and this is very important to see, because you are going to learn it in the future, in the coming example that I am going to tell you, that why D9 is important. D9 is important because you only have to, in D9 you don't have to see all of the things, you just have to see D9 to judge the strength of that planet, whose Dasha you are going through. Here Cancer Dasha is going on. Who is the ruler of Cancer? Moon. See where Moon is sitting in D9 chart. Okay, let's say that Moon is in a very good position in your Lagna chart, but it is in a very bad position in your D9 chart. This means that ultimately Moon is bad. Ultimately Moon does not have the strength to give you the good results. Even though if it is your Amatya Karak or if it is forming Raj Yogas, it doesn't matter, because ultimately in D9 it is in a very poor condition. It is in a very bad condition. So initially it might give you some medium term results, but ultimately it is not going to give you any result. Even though if it is forming a innumerable number of Raj Yogas, it is not going to give you results, because it is not having that strength to give you result. The intensity will not be there. So you have to see that where your planet, whose Dasha you are going through, where it is situated in D9. What is the strength? Just for checking the strength, you have to see its position in D9. Okay, so these are the 4 rules that you have to follow in Chara Dasha. And with the help of these 4 rules, you will be easily knowing that what can be the probability of maximum events happening related to any particular area in your life in that particular time period. And you also, and for sub period means antarchara Dasha. See, any Chara Dasha has 12 sub period, 12 antarchara Dasha. For example, person is going through Cancer Chara Dasha, so it will have 12 antarchara Dashas, sub period. Okay, so main period and sub period. So sub period, how you have to analyze that? You have to analyze it in the same manner using the 4 rules which I have told you. No change in there. Dasha Lagna will be according to the sub period. Now the change is this. For example, you are going through Cancer Chara Dasha and Jaimini antarchara dasha, Jaimini antarchara dasha means Gemini subperiod, Cancer Gemini period. So now if you are going to analyze that what will be the results in Gemini subperiod, for that you have to make the dasha lagna according to Gemini, not Cancer. This is the change. Rest all the things remain same. And since who is the ruler of Gemini? Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so the position of Mercury has to be checked in D9. Okay, now you have to check the position of Moon, but here since you are analyzing that what your antarchara dasha period is going to give you, you have to check the planet who is ruling that in D9 chart, what is the strength of that planet. Okay, so the rules are same. Now let's take an example very quickly. I'm going to deal with two examples. Here one is first is of Mr. Donald Trump and second is of Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. We are going to see that how what was the Chara Dasha which was going through in these two horoscopes, and we will see that how particular events happened in that particular Chara Dasha and why such results happened. So let's see the case of Mr. Donald Trump, as you will be seeing on your screen right now, his horoscope. Just here focus on the Sun, Rahu and Moon Ketu combination which is happening in 4-10 axis. See, Sun is his Atma Karak and Moon is his Amatya Karak. If you have watched my Jaimini Raj Yoga's video, I have told you that whenever Atma Karak, which is the planet with the highest degree, that is here Sun, and the planet with the lowest second highest degree, Amatya Karak, which is here is Moon, whenever these two planets they either sit in conjunction or they aspect each other mutually, then they create a very powerful Raj Yoga, and here it is happening on 4-10 axis, that is Kendra axis, which is very powerful. Now in D9 chart also, in his D9 chart also the same yoga is happening. Sun and Rahu are together and Moon and Ketu are together on 4-10 axis. The axis is same, just the difference is that Sun and Rahu are in 4th house in D9 and Moon and Ketu in the 10th house. Just the reverse has happened. So in D9 also, this means that this yoga is very powerful, which is happening in his horoscope according to Jaimini. Now when he was elected in November for the post of president, for the office of president, what was the Chara Dasha which he was going through? See, at that time period his Cancer period was going on. Cancer Chara Dasha and sub period of Cancer as well. So Cancer period was going on. Now let's make his Dasha Lagna. According to Cancer, the Dasha Lagna will be Cancer. You will just have to place wherever the Cancer zodiac sign is there in his horoscope in Lagna. So according to this, Venus and Saturn will come in first house, and this is his your Dasha Lagna. Okay. Now what you have to see here is that, see the position of Sun, Rahu and Moon Ketu. Where are they? They are on 5-11 axis. 5-11 axis is one of the most prominent axis for political gains. Any sort of high post, whether of president or whether of any other nature, which are very high governmental positions, that are seen from 5 and 11 house, 5th and 11th house. See, for politics, 6th, 5, 6, 10 and 11, these are the 4 houses which you have to see for politics. 9th also, but here for giving very high positions, you have to see 5th house and 11th house. 5th house is for ministry, 5th house is for ministry, 11th house is for legislation and execution. So 5th house and 11th house, whenever is strong, whenever prominent Raj Yogas are happening there, this means that a person is in politics here. So this means that here he is going to gain a lot, and he is going to gain that high post which he was fighting for which he was contesting the elections. So, and another thing is here that his Amatya Karak, which is Moon, is aspecting the 10th house. See, Amatya Karak Dasha is going on. So Amatya Karak is what? Amatya Karak is career itself. So this means an Amatya Karak is forming a very powerful Raj Yoga in Lagna as well as in D9. So this means that in this time period he is going to attain the maximum position, and he got that. But he lost the popular vote. What was the reason for that? See, and there is much what you can say discontent against him in United States. People are protesting against him. People are taking marches against him, and they are not happy that Mr. Trump has become the president of US. But still, keep that matter aside, he became the president and he is the president. So here you have to see that why he lost the popular vote. See the combination of Venus and Saturn in first house. Venus here is Gnati Karak. Gnati Karak is a planet with the 6th highest degree, and it mainly represents all those things which are related to the 6th house. What are that? That is obstacles, that is any sort of barriers which you are going to face in your life. So here it is in the lagna. This means that in this period he is going to suffer serious troubles from people and in during elections. Why? Because Venus is his Gnati Karak, and Venus here is ruling the 4th house, in Dasha Lagna. What is 4th house? 4th house is of elections, and it is sitting with Saturn. Saturn is what? Saturn is your ruler of 7th house. 7th house is what? Masses, people. So Venus and Saturn hence made him lose popular vote. People were against him and he lost popular vote. But he still became president. He still got elected to the office of president. Why? This is the reason, and that is why I am saying that you have to see the D9. In D9, Venus and Saturn are both Vargottam. Whenever a planet is Vargottam, it is ultimately bound to give good results. No matter how much it is in a poor condition, it is ultimately bound to give good results. So here Venus and Saturn are, and Venus and Saturn are not too bad here, but they are not also that good that they are going to give results to him without any problems. So here he lost the popular vote because of Venus and Saturn, and but he still got elected to the office of president because Venus and Saturn are here together, Vargottam, sitting in the 1st house. Okay, and Venus and Saturn in general is a power giving combination. In most of the politicians of very high stature who have been presidents and prime ministers of their respective nations, we can easily see that Venus and Saturn is a power giving combination. If it is happening in Kendra houses, it is a power giving combination. Person will reach the highest power possible in his homeland. So that happened for him here. So this is how events happened for Mr. Donald Trump. Now let's move on to the second example, which is of Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, and we are going to deal here with the period of early 1970s when he actually got the status of his legendary fame what he enjoys today, and the period where he actually became the legendary Amitabh Bachchan what he is today now. So that we are going to analyze that particular period only, not his whole life. So you will be able to see on your screen right now his horoscope. Here you can see that in his horoscope we are going to discuss about the period from 1968 to 1977 where his Cancer Chara Dasha was going on, and it was of 9 years. Now let's make the Dasha Lagna. By making Dasha Lagna according to Cancer, see Jupiter is going to be in the 1st house. Now let's analyze this Chara Dasha, and now analyze this Dasha Lagna. See the position of Jupiter first. Jupiter here is very, very strong, extraordinarily strong. Why? Because Jupiter here is the ruler of the 9th house according to Dasha Lagna, and it is sitting in the 1st house, exalted. And in the 1st house, Jupiter is in Digbal. Digbal means it has directional strength. And in D9 chart, Jupiter is Vargottam. This means that Jupiter is extraordinarily strong, giving him very extraordinary luck during this time period, and he got into film industry during this time period in 1969 he got, and this Dasha started in 1968, late 1968, and he got into 1969. He got his first film offer in 1969. Now why the things happened for him as they happened, you have to see it according to the 3rd house also. See, his Atma Karak is Sun, his Amatya Karak is Mercury, and the ruler of the 5th house is here is also with them. So in the lagna chart as well as in dasha lagna. So this means that a powerful Jaimini Raj Yoga is happening. Atma Karak plus Amatya Karak plus fifth lord. So very powerful Jaimini Raj Yoga is happening here in the third house, and Amatya Karak, which is Mercury, is exalted. This means that third house is what? So third house is performing arts. Third house is anything which you perform, whether you act, whether you dance, whether you sing, anything you do, that is seen from third house. And third house, he went into acting. He went into the field of acting. Why he went into the field of acting? That is, Venus is mainly responsible for it. We are not diving into that, but he got the first chance of going into film industry in this time period of Cancer Chara Dasha in 1969. But he rose to that prominent status and he got overnight stardom in 1973. Before that, he was not known as that much as a very prominent actor, but after 1973 he was one of the supreme actors in Indian film industry. Why did that happen? So let's see that what was the period in 1973. In 1973, now we are going to analyze the antarchara dasha, that is sub period. In 1973, his antarchara dasha of Sagittarius started. So let's make dasha lagna according to Sagittarius. So keep Sagittarius in the first house. Now you will see that what is the position in the 10th house. All the powerful Raj Yoga which is happening according to Jaimini is in the 10th house. Exalted Amatya Karak with Atma Karak with fifth lord with Venus. It is giving a very powerful Raj Yoga here in 10th house. And 10th house is what? 10th house is the house of career, and he got extraordinary success in his career in this time period in antarchara dasha of Sagittarius. Why? Because see the 10th house, and you can also see the I have told you that in dasha lagna you have to see that what is the house which is having prominent strength, maximum strength. Here it is the 10th house. And it is because maximum yogas are happening there, most prominent Raj yogas are happening there according to Jaimini as well as Parashar. You can use the Parashar as well. So here maximum yogas are happening. But why did he got overnight fame? Why did he got overnight stardom? That is because of Jupiter here. See the Lagna Lord Jupiter sitting in the 8th house. Jupiter is in the 8th house. 8th house is what? Sudden events, and here it is sudden success because Jupiter is extraordinarily powerful in his horoscope. And Rahu, which is in the 9th house, is aspecting the first house. Rahu is the planet which signifies sudden events and mass fame. So Rahu gave him overnight mass fame, Jupiter gave him overnight stardom, and the yogas and the 10th house gave him extraordinary success in 1973 after the release of his film Zanjeer. So that happened in 1973 May, and after that he never looked back. So and he created history. So this is how what happened in his horoscope, and during this time period he also got married. Because Jupiter is, Jupiter is in the lagna according to Cancer Dasha lagna. Jupiter is in the lagna, and what is Jupiter? Jupiter here in his horoscope is Darkarak. Darkarak, the planetary significator of relationship and marriage. He got married in 1973 as well because of Jupiter. And after that he rose to a very prominent position and got a very extraordinary success in his life. So these are the results. You have seen that how the Chara Dasha has given in these two horoscopes, and this is how you have to apply Chara Dasha in your horoscope as well. So I think that now you would be able to understand that you would have understood that how Chara Dasha has to be applied, how all the rules what I have taught you that you can use in application in your horoscope. So if you are new to my channel, subscribe below, and for more check on my Twitter and Facebook page. Otherwise we will meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye and thank you.